Azure PowerShell is like a Swiss Army knife for managing Azure resources using PowerShell commands. If you are familiar with scripting or prefer automation, Azure PowerShell is your go-to tool. It's designed for IT admins, developers, and power users who want to manage Azure more efficiently than clicking around in the Azure portal. Azure PowerShell is a set of commandlets you can use in PowerShell to manage Azure resources. Commandlets are small commands tailored for specific tasks like creating a virtual machine, managing storage, or automating workflows. In this case as well, there are a number of reasons that you should be using Azure PowerShell. Using Azure PowerShell, you can efficiently manage Azure resources. You can quickly create, update, or delete resources with simple PowerShell commandlets. You can write scripts to automate repetitive tasks such as scaling virtual machines or setting up entire environments. Azure PowerShell also works seamlessly with all Azure services. This makes it easy to manage resources directly from your local system or the Azure Cloud Shell, and it runs on Windows, Mac OS, and Linux. Let's unpack few key features. Using Azure PowerShell, as discussed, you can manage everything from storage accounts to virtual machines and databases. You can combine multiple commandlets into script to handle complex tasks like deploying an application across multiple regions. You can work with Azure's modern infrastructure model and ensure you can handle advanced configurations like role-based access control. And Azure PowerShell can be used alongside Azure CLI, the Azure portal, or third-party tools for a hybrid management approach. How to get started with Azure PowerShell? You can install AZ module using install module commandlet within PowerShell. Make sure that you are using appropriate PowerShell version. I think minimum need to be PowerShell 7 these days to ensure that all commandlets work correctly. You then can log into Azure using a commandlet called Connect AZ account, and then start running the Azure PowerShell commandlets for Azure services. The complete reference is available on the internet. This is also we are going to see in action as part of the demo. Now, knowing Azure CLI and Azure PowerShell, you might have a question such as when to use Azure PowerShell or Azure CLI. Simple answer could be use Azure PowerShell if you are already familiar with PowerShell scripting or need deep integration with Windows environment. Or use Azure CLI for simpler cross-platform command line tasks. In short, Azure PowerShell is your scripting buddy for managing Azure. It's powerful, flexible, and a must-have tool for anyone serious about Azure management. With a few commandlets, you can take your cloud game to the next level.